Send my bro a kite quick. Ties of war, we ain't forget about you, keep your light lit. Rappers can't see, most of them scared to witness. Go on, close your eyes, there's one right here for the trenches. Bad bitches, natural hair or extensions. Hood niggas that'll probably grip like some dentures. Brothers on them fences, 23 and 1 out. Praying that that commissary hit before it run out. Bitches on the gram, dog filter with their tongue out. Couldn't stay home because they found the dugout. Closed casket, burner in the low jacket. My co-captain, riding on these whole rappers. My hoes fabulous. Now I don't mean that derogatory, but I'm a player and there's no my women riding for me. I avoided Maury, I got 2 jets. If I can't make it through for them, then I'm useless. Sit down that roof, Chris, with a couple bosses. After the war, just to count our losses. It's not many. You see a smile on my face, but I'm not friendly. Going on my waist, sipping white Henny. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Waiting on the swab in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Living in the swab in my whole life. My whole life. It's so melodic. When I be dropping this ebonics, this ghetto phonics, it got me on the level supersonic. My bomb atomic, and you know where you can find me. Somewhere probably folding this paper origami. My name is pure as the Sani, my wave is like a tsunami. I went from 0 to 100, feeling like Ricky Bobby. I made a deal with the Reaper. Got a couple wives, they some keepers. Talk a lot of shit, but you can't walk a mile in my sneakers. Bitches go to Miami, come home with change features. Now she got a BBL, her ass fatter. Trying to show up all them niggas that laughed at her. Now when they see her, they only wanna fuck her. They just wanna touch her, they don't wanna cuff her. They just wanna come and kick it with her like a punter. Turned her to a runner, now it's all aboard the train. Fenty on her face, but it's not concealing the pain, it's a shame. That's why I'm in the hood like some rap snacks. I know niggas kill you and your mama for a scat pack. Dark tint, matte black, they do it for half that. Had you like 90s Missy in a fucking trash bag. I'm from Philly, we don't do bank accounts, just cash app. I spit a verse and I just watch the time slow. This that guy flow, this that shit that rappers die for. This that uncut Taha Wall straight from Pablo Escobar. I be at the bar like Moscato. They think it's effort, but no, this that block work. Make the countermeasures, take pleasures, making an op hurt. Light is in the sky, cause every verse is a concert. My mind work at speed, y'all can't fathom. Listen to the words of a champion. It can't, the streets need another anthem. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Waiting on the swab in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Living in the swab in my whole life. My whole life.
I promise you, this shit lit, cuz this shit lit, alright? Run that joint.
Niggas looking for the light. Me and my niggas prepared for the dog. Yeah. So we gon' get it on for the last days, nigga. You already know what it is. 140 for the rubber.
They in the building, we in the spot. We can go to war and see who make it out. Earn your stripes, dog, you with us or not. We can get it on when it's on, it don't never stop. First you get that power, gotta hold it down. Watch your step, boy, you on holy ground. They in the building, we in the spot. We can go to war and see who make it out. It's a problem, tell them pop off. I die for I let my colors fly, boy. For a nigga take me, they a drop dead. AR, clean them up like a mop pig. Say he cool, he bad, he really so tough. They like, damn, look what he did to Billy go rough. Little bitch think she Kiki Palmer, silly hoe. She know I'm that bull, but I ain't from Philly though. From the city where they sing about that ribbon like petty poops. Know them niggas plotting, gotta deal with me. Can't catch me slipping, got to steal with me. Just left Alabama, bought a chopper from some hillbilly move. He made my life feel the blade. Leave them all bruised, come through like a plague. Rebel off the leash like a dog out the cage. Call me Johnny Blaze, I'm one West May. Watch your step get stretched like a limousine. So my brother bring that blade back wet, that's by any means. Little nigga, this that cult, need to talk. Niggas know I got blood in my cup, I just sip it like it's grenadine. They in the building, we in the spot. We can go to war, let's see who make it out. Earn your stripes, dog. You with us or not? We can get it on when it's on. It don't never stop. First you get that power, gotta hold it down. Watch your step, boy. You on holy ground. They in the build, we in the spot. We can go to war, let's see who make it out. Tell them niggas good night, here come the bitch. Look, told them niggas get right or get left. UPK, bad man, I pin to your flesh. Hellboy, rip the soul out of dead man shit. Got the rate, the power, I been the showstopper. Yeah, they might hate, but I know they gon' watch. Zone on lock, and you know the flow prop. Iced out, got the drip out of David Jones lock. Know I got the plan, they say that you the man. No shit, Sherlock, I'm the one you heard about. Burn down the building, let them all watch. Throw that one west up, then I swerve. Sick with this shit, I do not need a detox. He don't watch a step, blow him out them Reeboks. We taking over, I'm sending the word out. Can't see me, little nigga, I put you in a bird box. Look, it's one West practical, gladiator, maximal. Creep on them slow, but that Glock 5 rapido. All I want is more power, more straps to blow. Ain't got excuse for no cow, he gon' have to go. They in the building, we in the spot. We can go to war and see who make it out. Earn your stripes, dog. You with us or not? We can get it on when it's on. It don't never stop. First you get that power, gotta hold it down. Watch your step, boy. You on holy ground. They in the building, we in the spot. We can go to war and see who make it out.
Hey, Shalom Israel, this is the Wednesday night history class.
Fill up the drink and bring it in here.
Late, ton of traffic everywhere.
Hey, Shalom.
Hey, Shalom, Shabbat. Hold on, Juju just said, Juju just said, Dungabar, why you call me mad? Because I don't believe in Jesus. Read Hosea 3, 4, and 5. You don't need to. Okay, Juju, that's fine. All right, this is the Wednesday night history class. Check out London Journey Hadid radio show, which is Monday UK time, 2 a.m. We have classes here Monday through Friday. We have them live in the physical school, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. We have online Tuesday and Friday. We're going to jump right in. We're going to get straight into the history class because we're running a bit late. So lock your, if you could get that one for me, Baba Kushal.
Kind of one calm. There were very so like so what book is this other one? This the same book we was reading last week or new thing?
Also, this is a book called the Coral Gardens.
Okay, calm. Right. What did you do a pre thing about it? Did you
this is the first time we're doing it today.
Oh, okay. All right then. Okay, can't. All right then. There were very frequent police patrols in the hills of Coral Gardens and the Rose Hall areas during the early 1960s. This UK, yeah? Other one?
This is Jamaica.
Oh, right. The police patrolled these areas from the police post, which was located in the area. Sometime in March of 1962, a subpoena was issued. Subpoena was issued by the clerk of the court in St. James for Rudolph Franklin for the offense of trespassing on the Kerr Garrett Road.
Back then, after slavery in Jamaica, there was an issue with land. There wasn't enough land. So what would happen is the Rastafarians used to go on people's land and grow crops. And then, because the police hated the Rastafarians, they would drive the tractor through their crops. And they would do this partly because the land belonged to somebody else and because they hated the Rastafarians. So they would victimize them and they would love driving over their crops. So they would plant their yams, their bananas, and they would just drive a tractor through them. So obviously you're going to get upset if you've been growing your crops. So they would try and salvage their crops and they would come with the tractor and run it all down. That's lucky, go ahead.
Kanawal Khan, the sub-officer in charge at the police post in Carroll Garden, went to serve the subpoena on Franklin. During serving of this summon, or during the serving of this summon, or subpoena. What's that say? What is that word? Other one?
Subpoena. Basically, it's like
Subpoena.
when someone serves you a notice.
Oh, right, subpoena.
So
Right.
they served him a notice.
Fine. Frank, are you there, Benjamin? All right. Franklin attacked the police. I'll do this one. Sorry. Franklin attacked the police officer with a machete, and the police shot him.
So now they messed up this man's crops. So now this Rasta man called Franklin, he attacked the police officer with a machete. Go ahead.
Because that's like taking his food, innit? That's like mashing up his food supply, innit? For his family.
For the most part, the lands that they was on was acres that belonged to the slave owner. So this is after slavery. So after slavery, Jamaicans were just sent on their way, and a ton of them didn't get land. So if you don't have land, you can't eat because you can't grow food. So these Rastas didn't have land, so they was trying to grow food, and the police loved it when they would try to grow food. Why? Because they hated them so much. So they used any excuse to mess around with them. They used any excuse to ruin their crops and so forth. And I blame the oppressor, man. He's the devil. Imagine this. He was the slave master there, so he had all the land. Let me even go one further. There was a slave master that became a Christian, and he gave all of his land, well, most of his land, so they could build houses for the poor. He gave it to the government so the government could build houses to the poor. You know what the government did with that land? Built a resort for you to go and pay money to go there now. That's what they done with it, man. Instead of giving that land to the poor Jamaican men that the man gave it for that reason, they turned it into council houses where you have to pay to live there and resorts and all of those things. That's lucky. Go ahead.
Khan. He was arrested and charged with the offense of assault.
So now he was arrested, and then they shot him. So because they shot him, and he felt like they shot him wrongfully, they told him, yo, we've patched you up, but you're going to die. Once your wounds open, you're going to die. So this man knew the police shot him and knew that eventually he was going to die. So what did he do? He rallied up supporters. Go ahead.
Salaki, he was going to die because of the bullet wound or because they want to kill him?
Because of the bullet wound. So they said, we've patched you up now, but once your wounds open, there's nothing we can do. You're going to die. So he knew he was on borrowed time. So he got a ton of sympathizers. And then the Rastafarians went on a rampage, man. Salaki, go ahead.
Right. Khan. Assault with intent to cause grievous bodily harm and for being armed with a dangerous weapon with intent. He was taken to Montego Bay Hospital where he remained for several months.
See, so he was in hospital for several months because of that gunshot. So now if you know anything about the Caribbean, back then medical care wasn't the best. So now something that you would survive now, you probably would have died from back then. So lucky, go ahead.
And if I may as well, having a machete is not like having one man around here having a machete or a knife. It was used for crops, wasn't it? Chopping down crops and for farming and things like that, wasn't it?
Exactly what they changed it into. So they would use the machete for crops and to chop someone in their head, depending on what they need it for in the day. So they could use it for crops or to chop someone's head off. And this man was mad that he's losing his crops. And then he went to the police and they shot him. So he was like, all right, then I vowed to get vengeance and revenge because the police was messing with them for time. So lucky, go ahead.
He was eventually charged before the court when he was tried, found guilty and sentenced to time served and 3 months in prison. On his release from prison, Franklin vowed to avenge all those that considered responsible for his troubles.
So now he vowed to get revenge on all those he considered responsible for his troubles. Go ahead.
These include the property overseer who called the police, Williams, the police officer who shot him, and other employees of the Rose Hill estate. And
now the people that evicted him from the estate, he was mad at them. He was also mad at the police. Go ahead.
Khan. When Franklin was released from jail, there was a group of radical youngsters who were sympathetic to the socialist ideology and was active in Montego Bay.
So now there was youngsters that was sympathetic because they heard this black man got shot. He just wanted to plant crops. The police shot him, they were sympathetic. So they was like, nah, man, this ain't on. So they were sympathetic, meaning they wanted to side with him. Go ahead.
Kadawan Khan. At that time, also, there were a similar group in Almontown, then known as the Marxist-Leninist Political Organization, MLPO. A man whose initials were OWC was a part of the leadership of Montego Bay Group and was highly respected by the members. I met OWC.
So now this book that we're reading is a man that he was a police officer. So he was a police officer at the time. So a lot of the stuff you're reading is going to be his first-hand account. That's lucky. Go ahead.
Khan.
That's lucky. I'm reading from a book called The Coral Gardens. I'm lucky. Go ahead. Okay.
After he experienced divine intervention and became a Christian, we had much dialogue. He told me that he had gone to Moscow as a representative of the Marxist-Leninist group from the Caribbean, along with other individuals from Jamaica. His trip to Moscow was as part of his exposure and recognition. He told me the names of some of the individuals who were in the group with him. I subsequently submitted a report.
So now this is a police officer. So now they infiltrated the group and found out what they was planning, and what they was trying to do. Let me get the next slide. So lucky, get me this one, Banyamin.
Canada one concert. Franklin and his friends decided that they would create great difficulties and chaos for the policeman who shot him, as well as the employers of the Rose Hall estates.
So now the Rose Hall estates, they're the ones that kicked him off the land, and he's like, all right then, we're going to war with them, because I'm going to die soon, and I'm not letting them get away with it. Imagine you know you're going to die because someone shot you, and you live. You're going to try and raise hell before you go. That's what he's trying to do. So lucky, go ahead.
The Rastafarians' mission, among other things, was to create terror in the Rose Hall area of Montego Bay as revenge for the troubles which Franklin experienced, and to direct attention to the plight of the landless.
So now they're fighting for what? The landless. If you know about Jamaica, tons of people didn't have land. Tons of them didn't have land. So if you don't have land, it means you can't grow crops. So how do you survive? You can't. So they was growing crops on certain land, and they would bring the tractors to mow down the crops. Go ahead.
And other social problems, which were being experienced by the unprivileged in the Montego Bay.
And these Rastas was fighting for the lower social classes that was being oppressed in the Caribbean. Go ahead.
In Montego Bay during those days, most members of the group were employees of the Public Works machine shop located on Hart Street in Montego Bay. This group met on a weekly basis on Thursdays after work in the evenings. The group was very sympathetic to Franklin's complaints. Most of the members of this group were individuals from a section of the community where the residents were the less fortunate economically. They were members of what could be called the have-nots.
So a have-not means you don't have it. So these men didn't have land. They was considered have-nots. That's what we would be considered today, have-nots, because we're poor and so forth. Go ahead.
A term made popular in Jamaica by Siaga. The police was of the view that there was a relationship between the youngsters in Almontown, Kingston, and the Hart Street group in Montego Bay.
That's a lucky. Get me this one, Banyamin, and then I'm gonna get Hakian to get me the next one.
Canada one, sir. In those days, a police constable was never off duty.
So now this is letting you know about the police work in Jamaica, that you're never off duty. So a lot of the police used to live in the barracks, and if they needed police, guess what? They're calling you out of your barracks, even though it's your day off. Go ahead.
Working 16 hours per day was a common
possibility. For time's sake, jump to the bottom part.
Canada one, sir. I joined the party under command of Sergeant Burke, who left the Coral Gardens area where we were told there was a gas station on fire.
So now they was told that there's a gas station on fire. Now who set this gas station on fire? The Rastafarians, man. Go ahead.
Coral Gardens at that time was a developing residential community, as well as part of the Kerjarret Estates in St. James. At Ironshore, a district adjacent to Coral Gardens, I saw a gas station on fire. Firefighters who simultaneously arrived on the scene with the police started to extinguish the fire. The police took up their positions on the perimeter of the gas station premises as a means of instituting crowd control. As soon as this was done, I saw a man come out of a cane field behind the gas station. He appeared bewildered, distraught, frightened, disorientated, wild, disillusioned, and lethargic. He told us that he was an employee at the gas station as an attendant, that while he was on duty earlier at about 4 that morning, a group of Rastafarian men came to the station just after he sold gasoline to a motorist and had gone back in the station. He said the group was carrying some plastic containers. They knocked on the fixed glass window and glass door of the building and requested him to come out and sell them some gasoline. He said the demeanor and appearance of the group of men generated some apprehension in him, so he refused to open the door. The men then cut the gasoline hoses and manipulated them to obtain the gasoline.
They've cut the hoses and manipulated them to get the gas that they wanted, because these Rastas was on a mission. So imagine this, a group of Rastas surround your building, man. A group of Rastas surrounded the petrol station. Go ahead.
Which they poured in the plastic containers. They poured some of the gasoline along the ground all around the gas station. Having done this, they lit.
Imagine they poured the petrol around the gas station. So if you watch the movies where they put petrol around things, then everything turns into a fireball. So they poured petrol around the gas station. Go ahead.
Having done this, they lit a Molotov cocktail torch and threw it at the window of the building. The bottle broke on impact, causing a huge fireball. A Molotov cocktail is a glass bottle or similar container filled with gasoline and sand. A piece of fabric or paper rolled into a wick, which is used to cork the container.
And that's what they done. So now they try to burn down the petrol station. That's lucky. Go ahead, okay.
A piece of this material would be left outside of the container or bottle. The cork is lit and thrown at an object. On impact, the container bottle breaks, causing a huge explosion and fire, as every grain of sand is likely to help in the spread of fire. So basically what they poured the sand in there, and the sands are light as well. So that's lighting up everywhere. That's a new one.
So
that's old.
Petrol and fabric. So they light the fabric, which gives it time to get to the bottom, then they throw it, and then it explodes.
Boy, they must have forgot who they were really dealing with. Edomites. They must have forgot. On impact, the container bottle breaks, causing a huge explosion and fire, and every grain of sand likely to help in the spread of the fire. The effect of this is similar to the characteristics of an atomic bomb, which may cause spontaneous combustion. It has characteristics similar to the dirty bomb used by terrorists. In the atomic bomb, each atom ignites after detonation and can cause uncontrolled fire.
So now to talk about uncontrolled fire, go ahead.
The gas station attendant said he hastily opened a door to the back of the station, ran into a nearby cane field behind the gas station, and hid himself.
So now he hid himself because he's mad Rastas. So you would hide. Imagine it's 4 a.m. and you see mad Rastas. Imagine getting rushed by a group of Rastas. I can't picture it.
Angry Rastas, boy.
Imagine getting rushed by a group of Rastas. This man's seen it and he weren't taking no chances. Go ahead.
Yeah. While we were talking to this man, my party and I received a report which caused some of us to go to the adjacent Edgewater in motel. So like, there on the motel premises near to the dining room, I saw the body of a man of Caucasian descent lying on the floor. His body was later identified as Kenneth Marsh, a sales clerk from Kingston. I still remember looking down at the body dressed in a white shirt and black necktie lying on the ground with what appeared to be a large lacerated wound all over. They chopped him up, right?
Yeah.
This scene is indelibly recorded in my mind as if it were yesterday.
So now they caught this Edomite and chopped up this Edomite, man. They chopped him to death.
Terrible.
So them masters was fuming. They said, yo, we're getting someone. So now they chopped up this Edomite to death. So lucky, go ahead.
You know, because these Edomites must have forgotten the other one, that the Benjamites were the ones that rebelled against them. They were the rebellious slaves, you know, and every 5 years there was a revolt, if I'm right with that. And they always used to get up and deal with the slave master. So at one point they got to realize you're going to push these people one too far and they're going to switch.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to keep bothering these people. And they shoot one of them and the others are going to say, yo, we don't care if we live or die, we're fighting back now.
Right.
So now this is what they're seeing. So now they burnt down the petrol station. They chopped up this Edomite to death. Chopped him up. They said they chopped him up. His lacerations all over his body. And if you know anything about a Benjamite, listen, man, look at knife crime in the UK. The same Benjamites back then. Benjamites now, man.
That's right.
I'm saying, the same Benjamites back then that is known for agriculture and chopping down sugarcane and chopping bushes. Listen, man, them don't let them put that chopper to you, man.
Trust me.
I'm telling you, imagine how great these brothers are with that knife work. Imagine if they was doing agriculture with it, man. How great they would be. If they were still chopping down sugarcane and whatever else we need, how great they would be. The thing is this, obviously now, every great skill set that we have as black people, we don't use that skill set for what we should use it for. We use it on each other. Whereas a man being skilled with a machete is a good thing. Listen, man, there's a Benjamite I know that will cut your whole garden with only a machete. He don't use no lawnmower. Listen, man, one time a Benjamite came to cut my grass. I was like, yo, so where's the lawnmower?
Where's the lawnmower?
I was like, where's the tools? And he just had a machete. And he goes, yo, don't worry, man, machete. And he cut down the whole garden, man. Let me tell you another story. There was another Benjamite was telling me, a man went to the airport. A Jamaican man went to an airport with his machete, and he tried to come in the country. And they asked him, why you got the machete? And this was when President Bush was the prime minister. And he goes, because I've come to chop bush. It's like, I've come to chop bush. But when a Benjamin, what he meant is I've come to chop down bushes because I'm a gardener.
Yeah.
He said, I've come to chop bush. And they thought he meant President Bush and sent him right back.
Oh,
right.
So,
yeah, he was like, yo, I've come to chop bush. You hear me? And they're thinking he's talking about the president. He's talking about I come to chop the bushes. But because it's a Benjamite, they don't understand what he meant. Listen, that nigga went right back to Jamaica. So lucky. Listen, him right back.
But the one also, these men had a reason that these people were trying to mess with their food, their livelihood. That's why this Edomite got chopped up like that.
But
I mean,
still shouldn't do that. What they should have done is, you see what it is? It's unlawful to murder, like premeditated murder. So now, if at the time the man shot him and he killed the man at the time he shot him, then that's not premeditated, that's self-defense. But for you to rest up and say, all right, after this I'm gonna go kill them, that's unlawful. Because that's murder in the Bible. So now, the devil, but them killing the clerk had nothing to do with him getting shot. So he's just taking it out on everybody.
Everybody. Dog, cat, ducks, fowl, everything. Everything I get it.
Like there was another story that I read the other day. There was a sister the slave master gave her kids away. So the slave master gave her kids away. So they gave her kids away and she had to look after their kids. So what she's done with their kids is like, yeah, don't worry. Come here. Yeah, you see how Jesus was in the water and was baptized. She said that to the kids. They was like, yeah, she drowned them.
Raw like that.
And then that there, I see why she would do it, but that's murder. You ain't supposed to do that.
Boy, okay.
Yeah. I'm telling you, slavery was rough, man.
Yeah, I would have. I think I would have done the same. To be honest, I'm not following no law with that. I don't want to like it. They took my children, give it away like that. I don't really want. Wouldn't really want to. I don't care about. You know what I mean? That from there.
You have to follow the laws. You know why? Because the person that you're drowning has nothing to do with your kids being given away. So the Bible says what? The Lord says, "Vengeance is mine." So if you take vengeance yourself, you're disobeying the Lord. Sometimes you have to sit down and cry. And sometimes vengeance takes a while, but you will get it if you're patient. What will happen is if you take vengeance into you, understand this, everything that these devils do, the Lord is making a lot of everything that they're doing. Everything that they're doing is logged. And that's what the Bible says, here is the faith and the patience of the saints. Meaning we have to be patient, and then it's going to be so sweet when that vengeance comes, man.
That might be one.
Listen, I got my quote. That day when the vengeance comes, I got my Edomite quotes ready for them devils. I'm going to say, ain't no fun when the rabbits got the gun. That's my quote for them devils, I'm telling you. I'm going to look at them and say, ain't no fun when the rabbits got the gun. That means, that's basically saying, well, the tables have turned now.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm going to say, when you had the gun, it was fun. Now the rabbits got the gun.
Yeah.
Now that old saying comes from when people used to hunt rabbits.
The hunted being hunted. The hunter being, or the hunted being the hunter, yeah.
Exactly. So that's my saying. Ain't no fun when the rabbits got the gun. I'm gonna look at them devils and say, look, man, it was fun when you was in charge. Now we in charge. It's not fun no more. It's not nice, is it? I'm gonna say it's not nice, is it? I'm gonna say it's not nice. You in the hot sun and me sitting down with my ribbon. She's got cotton bud between her toes and all of those things. While you're outside, while your woman's got rough feet because she's outside walking on the stones. I'm gonna say it ain't nice, is it? But it's lucky. Go ahead.
Marsh, we later learned, was apparently going towards his car when he met the group of Rastafarians who attacked and chopped him to death, then left his lifeless body. Sorry, Slacky, next piece, otherwise. Yeah. Lying on the floor of the motel in a pool of blood.
Listen, man, they murdered that devil, man.
I'm with them, man. Shit.
They murdered him, man. I'm telling you, they chopped him to death, left his lifeless body. Understand, this is a time when them that didn't really have guns like that. So their weapon of choice was a machete. But us, lucky, go ahead.
The body was reminiscent of a rat, which was killed by a farmer who used his machete to chop it and let it lie on the ground to drown in its own blood. That's real Victimised style, that is, you know.
They said they left him like a dead rat, man. They said he looked like a dead rat. They said he was just on the floor, his lifeless body. They sent this devil and said, yo, we're killing something, man. And that's what they proceeded to do.
Blood after run.
It's lucky, go ahead.
I just saying blood after run. You're Benjamites, you Benjamites, man. They're a serious set of people, man.
Listen, the Benjamin played Hero games, man.
They messed up, boy. They messed up. We were informed that a security guard at the motel was also attacked. Why? And seriously wounded. They're not letting nothing get away. Look, he escaped by running away and hiding himself behind a tree.
And this man ran for his life, man. Imagine seeing angry Rastas coming at you. He ran and hid behind the tree.
The dreads flying everywhere. You don't see nothing but their eyes and the shiny blade. You better run for your life, boy. And our information received is that as he was being pursued,
so now this is the policeman receiving these reports. Go ahead.
Or chased by the group of Rastamen, he shouted and alerted the management and staff as well as the guests at the motel, and they telephoned the police. Information received also that the same group of men who set the gas station on fire and killed the sales clerk attacked and tried to kill the security guard. Well, I wouldn't like to be security then at that time there, boy. How about you, Dumgaba?
Boy, listen, I'm telling them Rastas, look, man, this is just my slavery.
Yeah, it's my work.
I'm saying I'm your brother, man. This is my slavery.
Additional information, one disclosed that some members of this group of Rastamen were armed with machetes, spears, bow and arrows, axes, and a few cat o' nine, or
So these men had
what again?
again.
What are the cat o' nines again? The whips.
A cat o' nine's a whip. A cat o' nine's a whip. So it's got like 9 pieces that they whip you with. So the slave master had cat o' nines that will whip you with. So now these Benjamites had them. So okay, go ahead.
Or flagellum. That is a whip made out of cowhide and small strands of wire plated together. There were also little pieces of metal stitched into the many throngs of this whip. So there was metal passed in it, right? In the whip.
So the metal in that whip. Imagine getting hit with a whip that has metal in there, man. That's no joke. Yes, lucky. Go ahead.
Okay. This type of whip are used in the day of slavery to beat the slaves during the so-called corporal punishment process, and sometimes used to drive oxen. This was also a type of whip used to scourge convicted criminals during their crucifixion.
So now they said this whip, they used it to scourge criminals, and they said that this was a whip used to used on the oxen. So imagine if you're whipping an animal with this. Just imagine if an animal can feel it, how much more a human can feel it, man. That's what I'm saying. So that's what the devil's beating slaves with. Them cat o' nines. Imagine if animals run from them things. Can you imagine how much more humans feeling it? That's lucky. Go ahead.
Some other members of this group were armed with bolas, a type of primitive weapon originated in Africa. And some primitive weapons we were told that were going in the direction of the village of Coral Gardens.
So imagine this, you hear beer rastas are coming towards where you live or where the police station is. If these rastas was heading for the police station, go ahead.
The senior police officer at that time was Mr. James N. Ricketts. Sorry, next slide, everyone.
That's lucky. Go ahead, so I can let Banyamin get this one.
Counsel. He arrived on the scene about 40 minutes after we did. Superintendent Ricketts, after assessing the situation, ordered reinforcement from the Barnett Street police station, which at the time,
these rastas were going so bad they needed to get reinforcements, man. Listen, you know it's not going well when people have to get reinforcements out. That's lucky. Go ahead.
which at that time was the police headquarters in Montego Bay. He gave specific instructions that the men of the reinforcement should be armed and report to him.
And now they begin to arm these police officers with rifles, man. Go ahead.
I went back to the station and informed Inspector John Fisher, who was the senior sub-officer on duty that morning. I was an assistant office clerk at the time and had access to the keys for the armory. Inspector Fisher instructed me to issue 5 rifles and 25 rounds of ammunition to 5 riflemen. I did as was instructed, and I assigned one of the rifles to myself. John Fisher assumed command of this party of men. We were dispatched in a Land Rover to the area to join Superintendent Ricketts and to pursue and capture the Rastafarian men who were causing terror.
Because they said these men were causing terror, so they were sent out with rifles and in a Land Rover to capture them. Go ahead.
This was the instruction given by Superintendent Ricketts via telephone instructions to the station and by verbal instructions. This was the instruction given by Superintendent Ricketts via telephone instructions to the station and by verbal instructions. As a young constable, I was anxious for action and filled with anxiety and excitement. I wanted to be in the mix of everything. I wanted to see action and be a part of it.
Imagine this as a police officer. You want to see action and be a part of it. That right there lets you know this man wants to kill, man. He's a police officer. When you're a police officer, most of them feel like I have the right to kill because I'm a police officer. That's lucky. Go ahead.
I was so obsessed with a desire for excitement.
Oh, so lucky. Go ahead.
Before we began our search for this gang of Rastafarians, we received information that they had already attacked and killed Mr. Edward Fowler, who was the overseer of Kerr Jarrett's properties in Rosal.
Now they killed another Edomite, man. Now they killed another Edomite that went to them properties. And imagine these Rastas is walking around killing, man. Go ahead.
Fowler was on his way to tether his goats and then go to his office on the property earlier that morning, as he was accustomed to do. When he was attacked, he was chopped and killed and his body left in the pathway. Mr. Stewart, another overseer on the Tri-Hall estate, was also seriously injured when the gang attacked his home. He escaped death after he shot and injured one of the assailants. We were informed that this overseer's home was being attacked when he fired his pistol at the attackers. He escaped with his family.
Now the Rastas are mad that they didn't have no land, so they're burning down people's land. They're mad that the police have been victimizing them and shooting them, so now they're fighting back. So now they're going to the overseer's properties and they're burning them down and trying to kill the overseers that are in there. Lucky, go ahead.
And Salakia, sir, even today, right, in Jamaica, where the Chinese have bought the place, right, and they're not giving the Jamaican brothers and sisters out there the jobs, they better be careful something else don't happen out there, because I think there was something else happened out there a little while back, you know, where the Maroons got involved, you know, and you know, this will just show, they'll just bring out the Benjamite in them, and that'll be a problem for all of them, for everything.
Shit, I feel like now there's too much guns over there now. Back in this day, it would have been a lot. These revolts would have been a lot easier, way easier. But the technology and the weapons now, the cameras, the drones, all of them things now. Rastaman definitely ain't equipped to be doing that now. But now the revolt still can happen once the people get fed up. So that's why, who is it that sings that song's "Poor People Fed Up"? Is it Bounty Killer?
Poor people fed up, yeah.
So now. These Rastas here was fed up, man. And all these revolts always comes from black people being fed up. Every riot in the UK is race-related, which comes from black people being fed up. We find that every riot in the UK prior to these recent ones have always been race-related with us being abused and the one day to fight back.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see all of them, the Notting Hill ones, the ones in Nottingham, the ones in Birmingham, all of them have been race-related. That's lucky, go ahead.
Popular people have been oppressed, right? And then they just want to, they're just like, F it, we don't care. It's something after dead.
Sir. He escaped with his family through a rear door to hide himself in a nearby sugarcane field. The information received, the group of Rastafarians men chopped out the door of Mr. Stewart's house.
They're chopping the door open. They're chopping the door.
They're not wrapping up, you know, everything is getting laced. Everything. I mean, I rate them still, Salakia. I rate them still.
Went inside and searched for him. When they did not see him, they set his house on fire.
So, man, that was like, if it's hiding in here, we're burning it down.
Burn it down.
They set his house on fire. And this is what happens when people get fed up. That's lucky, go ahead.
The most disturbing news, however, we received as we were stood there that morning was that the group of Rasta men was heading in the direction of the police post, where the corporal in charge resided with his family, consisting of his wife and 2 underage girls.
And them Rastas would have killed both of them.
Hills and were within minutes of the police post. It was a common practice in those days that policemen could be housed on private properties or in villages adjacent to the sugarcane estates, formerly sugar plantations. This was usually done where large groups of estate workers live. This was a practice of the Caribbean since the days of the British colonialism, and plantation slavery. Coral Gardens and Ironshore were villages adjacent to the Rose Hall estate. This practice was common in parishes which had large sugarcane plantations, such as St. James, Trelawney, St. Mary, St. Elizabeth, St. Thomas, and
A
West
lot
Mary.
of people would live. A lot of people would live on these places. A lot of the rich folks would live there. Like the police constable would live on the land.
I didn't finish, you know.
I didn't finish. Go ahead.
Many civilian volunteers on foot joined the police party as we headed.
Civilians started to join the police party. Now civilians started to go to war with the Rastas now. Because the civilians is like, nah, this is too much. So civilians started to get involved and started to be vigilantes. So the civilians started to go to war with the Rastas. I still
didn't finish. So like, many civilians volunteered on foot, joined to the police party as we headed for the Coral Gardens Hills on Rose Hall. Yeah, done.
So now they're going towards Coral Gardens, and civilians have joined them as well now. Go ahead.
They were motivated to preserve the economic lifeline and catching men. Is this all yellow? Because I don't know if it's light. I don't know because
you know what, Look, just from the motivated part, but yeah, that's what the yellow wallet is. My highlighter ran out. So to whoever loves the brother, some highlighters.
Right.
Highlighters. To whomever loves the brother in the history class, some highlighters will do. I'm gonna set up a GoFundMe for highlighters. Lucky, go ahead.
They were motivated to preserve the economic lifeline, and catching these men was a worthwhile, popular desire.
Well, now catching these Rastas was a worthwhile and popular desire because why? The people, the civilians, didn't like the Rastas. If you know anything about, listen, my grandparents couldn't stand Rastas, man. Hated them with a passion. So a lot of these people hated Rastas anyway, so they wanted to capture them. That's lucky. Go ahead.
The apparent thought was, if these men were not caught, everyone would live in fear. Therefore, these Rasta criminals, Salakia, these Rasta criminals must be caught at all costs, boy. These were the elite, you know, SAS. They were wrapping up AWOL, you know. This was the apparent invisible or latent mission statement of these civilians, and they were doing their part in helping the police to catch the criminals. These wonderful civic-minded citizens rose to the occasion in which they felt obligated and motivated to be involved. So these are black people, right?
This would be everybody. This would be all the civilians. So this would be black people, white people, but mainly black people that were civilians. So black people that wasn't Rastas, because the people that wasn't Rastas didn't like Rastas, because they believed it was unkept, unwashed, and so forth. So they didn't like them anyway. So for them to come out and be civilians and attack them, they loved it, because they didn't like them anyway. That's lucky. Go ahead.
Black on black crime still. The citizens were also motivated against the gang of murderers, as at that time in Jamaica, the memories of Red Hills Gang, a group of Jamaicans led by Rev Claudius Henry and his son, Ronald Henry, who attempted a few years.
Let me skip the rest of this slide because this goes off topic. This is just talking about when two brothers tried to overthrow the government in Jamaica, and they tried to make a league with the president of Cuba and so forth. So lucky, go ahead.
At about 7:30 a.m. that morning, I was sitting in the back of the lead Land Rover with 5 other constables. Inspector Fisher was sitting in the front passenger seat of the Land Rover, being driven by a corporal of police. Just as the vehicle was negotiating a bend, I saw some Rastafarian men coming towards the vehicle from the right hand.
As they go around the corner, they see the Rastafarian men that killing everything coming towards them. That's lucky. Go ahead.
Yeah, the right hand or southern eastern side of the vehicle, as well as in front of the vehicle. So what? There was at the front and back.
So they was coming from everywhere.
They were running towards the vehicle and simultaneously shooting arrows. No, they're serious, man. From the bows they carried. They were also armed with other missiles. Some of them were throwing at us spears made of long lengths of iron with sharpened points. One member of this group had a cowhide, whip or cat-o'-nine, which when he flashed it in the air, it made sounds like an explosion of a small arms.
You know that whip, when people crack that whip.
Yeah.
This man was cracking that whip real good, man. They said it sounded like some small firearm. Yes, lucky, go ahead.
These men were armed with ancient tools, old shit stuff, not even rifles. Imagine if they did have rifles and other things like that. The corporal stopped the vehicle. One police officer got out, held up his rifle, pointed it at the approaching Rastafarian.
So now he's jumped out his car, he's pointed the rifle at the Rastafarians. Go ahead.
Well, you can take it if you want. Benjamin.
Still okay, sir.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Benjamin.
Your time, Benjamin.
So start at the first paragraph again. All of a sudden.
The top.
Canada and Cancer. All of a sudden, hell broke loose and chaos began to reign.
Oh, you're somewhere else.
And where are you reading from?
It's somewhere else.
Hold on.
Look on this. Look on the screen.
Where you read? What can you see on your screen? It should say men and pull the trigger.
Oh, Salakia, sir. I started at the paragraph below. Men and pulled the trigger. When he pulled the trigger and
pull the trigger, go ahead.
When he pulled the trigger and the rifle did not fire, the Rasta men apparently discovered that the guns were either not loaded or were defective.
Oh, you police have messed up now, man. Now the rest is you got no bullets in the guns. Listen, man.
You're done.
You arresters, you police messed up now. Damn, you tried to pull the trigger at the arresters and they realized there's no bullets in your guns. Lucky boy.
All of a sudden, hell broke loose and chaos began to reign. The Rasta men began to run at lightning speed towards our vehicles.
Lightning speed, man.
He said,
exactly. That's what I'm saying. They said the men began to run at lightning speed. Listen, I'm trying to tell you, man. Benjamites ain't really something you want to play with.
Trust me. That me, I tell you.
Now imagine if we were serving God. Imagine if we were serving God and not smoking weed, what we could do, man. Imagine what we could do if we were serving God, man. There's so much we could do. Because while these brothers is doing all of this in their unrighteousness, imagine how righteous they're going to be in the Lord's army, man. Just imagine how unrighteous. Just imagine how the Maroons was. These brothers here is the brothers that rebelled against the slave master was. Now imagine that army that follows instructions from the Lord. Just imagine. I'm telling you, it's no nation ain't gonna want to step out of line, man. No nation ain't gonna want to step out of line. Wants to realize the Lord's with us. Imagine the skill set we got, and the Lord's with us on top of that, and the skill set. No one won't be able to stand before our army, but it's lucky. Go ahead.
Canada and Cancer. The Rasta men began to run at lightning speed towards our vehicle with their machetes held in chopping positions over their heads in the air.
Benjamites had their machetes in a chopping position, man.
Get
me over their head. Listen,
ready.
I'm telling you. Hey, I don't know if anyone can yield a sword like a Benjamite, man. I don't know. I'm telling you. I'm not too sure.
I don't think so.
The way them brothers is skilled. Even when you read the Bible, you will see in the Bible that Benjamin was warriors, man.
Warriors.
Read it. Benjamin was warriors, man.
Yeah.
Benjamin was warriors. Listen, the Lord had to step in, man.
That's right.
Said, the Lord stepped in and said, "Yo, man, I'm gonna have to do something about these Benjamites, man. I'm gonna lift them into your hand."
Had to.
The Benjamites was throwing rocks, stones.
That's right. Different level of warriors, man. Different set of people, man. Different set.
Sir. Along with some of my co-workers, I tried to get out of the Land Rover, but before all of us could exit the vehicle, the Rastafarian men surrounded our vehicle with their machetes in hand and began chopping at every police officer in their sight and reach.
Listen, man, them brothers were trying to chop up the police officers.
Jesus Christ.
And listen, the early white man was smart because he made the deal with the Maroons, so these things didn't happen to him. He made the deal. If these police were smart, would have made the deal and said, you know what? We're going to give you land. We're not going to kill you. We're going to let you be so this don't happen. Go ahead.
One Rastaman attacked Inspector John Fisher and chopped him in his head.
Wow.
Listen, man, don't play with them Benjamites, man.
Little more.
Listen, man, Benjamites got a thing for seeing that marrow, man.
Trust me.
Benjamites got a thing for making your marrow fly, man.
Angry boy. Angry.
Lucky, go ahead.
As he was falling to the ground, he took about 3 rounds of ammunition.
Salakia the one, if I may, sir. So don't you think that, you said this is after slavery, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think these brothers here are still vexed from slavery? And that's why they're going a bit wild.
Definitely, because they're oppressed. So because they're oppressed, and they're just trying to grow crops, and these ain't letting them, and then he got shot, and his sympathizers weren't happy about it. Now they begin to behave like this. Mm-hmm. Whereas it's not right, man. By no means is it right.
I don't blame them.
Oppression makes a wise man mad.
That's right.
Oppression is going to make you mad, and the oppressor don't realize that you're winding people up. It's like one of those wind up clocks. Then one day it's like a jack in the box. You wind up, one day it just pops out the box. These black men, you're winding and winding and winding them up.
Yeah.
And
like
one
if
day,
you keep.
One day it's like a balloon, man. You keep blowing up a balloon, it's gonna pop one day. And these black men, you've been annoying them, winding them up, oppressing them, taking their land, harming them, killing them, shooting them. And one day they're gonna say, you know what, we've had enough now. We're dying anyway. Let's just die fighting.
Die fighting. Yeah.
They're gonna say, you know what, we're gonna die anyway. So why don't we fight and at least die fighting? We ain't like the oppressor, man. Our spirit ain't like the oppressors. We warriors by default, man.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, black men, like usually black men will go out a certain way, man. Like, we ain't like the oppressor and all of them. A black man, it's normal for a black man to be strong, but nowadays they try to suppress our spirit, so we're no longer strong. But it's lucky. Go ahead.
Canada, sir.
As he was falling to the ground, you're saying after his head being chopped, as he was falling to the ground?
Can't, sir.
Quite forward.
As he was falling to the ground, he took about 3 rounds of ammunition from his pocket of his tunic and threw them in the air. A corporal of police who was close by him caught one of the rounds and quickly loaded his rifle, pointed and fired at the Rastaman who was in the act of killing Inspector Fisher, who at that time had fallen to the ground. I got out through the rear door of the Land Rover and was standing towards the right-hand side of the rear of this vehicle. I was looking towards the front of the vehicle and a little to my right-hand side, where Fisher was on the ground. Just then, I saw a Rastaman chopped a civilian in his head, and the civilian man fell.
Listen, man, these Rastas ain't playing no games.
They're not wrapping up, boy.
Chopped the civilian in his head, man.
Your tribe ain't messing about, boy. I'm telling you.
This is enough. This is enough reason for me to not get involved in business that don't involve me, man. That's right. I'm not get involved in business that don't involve me.
Don't cross them.
You know how hard that chop has to be if he chopped you in your head and you drop to the ground, man. Nowadays the machetes you see are kind of blunt now. If you notice, the ones you see now are a little bit blunt, but this one here chopped him in his head, man, and he fell to the ground. You go ahead.
Right, chew like butter.
This man was standing about 3 to 5 feet in front of me, and
imagine a police officer and a man's 3 to 5 feet in front of you. See a man chop him in his head and he dies.
Jesus Christ!
Why? I don't know if this job's for me. You're gonna think.
Benjamin, what you done if you see that, Benjamin?
I would take off the uniform.
They said I'd have to put my foot in my hand and run.
That's it, man. At that stage, being a police officer ain't worth it, man. I'm telling you. First of all, you got half of you ain't got no bullets in your rifles, and you seeing your crew getting chopped in their head and civilians getting chopped. At that stage, you have to say, I might have to sit this one out. But that's lucky. Go ahead.
Canada on concert. 3 to 5 feet in front of me and a little to my right of center, The civilian was subsequently recognized as a Mr. Carswell. I saw him take a pistol from his waist, which he pointed at a Rastafarian who was approaching him with a machete raised in his...
Imagine this, you got a pistol and you still managed to get chopped in your head by a man that's got a machete. Listen, man, you're doing something wrong. Slucky, go ahead.
chopping position. Still pointing his pistol, Carswell paused, apparently waiting for the police to open fire first.
Well,
or maybe
he's waiting for the police to open fire first. Go ahead.
Or maybe he was confused as to why the police did not begin to fire at the gang. He then looked to his left where I was standing with other members of the police party. Apparently, he was unaware that the police did not have ammunition in their rifles. I came to this conclusion that he pointed his pistol, then looked across at the police party with a quizzical expression of surprise and confusion on his face. It was at that very moment he was chopped by a Rastafarian man who approached him from behind and to my right.
Imagine that getting chopped in your head from behind, man. Boy. Brains must be everywhere. Lucky, go ahead.
Madness.
Then hell broke loose and chaos reigned. Missiles coming from everywhere. Arrows, spears, sticks, and the sounds from the cow whips made such confusion that it seemed as if there were congestion and explosions all around. When I saw this, I was shocked, spellbound, frozen, and could not move. Mr. Carswell was still being hacked to death by this Rasta man.
They ain't chopping you once. They're chopping you. They're making sure
you're
the
dead.
job's done, man. They're hacking you to death. They're chopping you in your head, and they keep chopping you until you're dead. That's lucky. Go ahead.
Wow.
When I regained my composure and ran away from the scene and from the horror.
What a coward, man. This police officer ran away from the rest of them, man. He ran for his life. Meanwhile, you like started it by shooting the first rest.
That's right. That's right. That's what I'm saying, Officer Dumbledore.
And now they're fighting back. And now you're running for your life. Maybe stop bothering people, man.
That's right.
Bothering people.
That's what I'm saying.
Not everyone's going to tolerate it. There's some men that ain't going to tolerate it, man. There's some men that's going to be like, nah. We ain't letting this slide no more. Them Rastas had it up to here with them devils, man. They had enough. But that's lucky. Go ahead.
Constable. As I turned around to run, I noticed that a constable who followed me out of the vehicle and who was standing behind me was about to fall, having been chopped by a Rastaman who apparently passed behind me and between this constable and myself. Some of my co-workers thought that the man who chopped this constable might have been the leader of the group.
They chopped the constable. Go ahead.
That thought that the man who chopped this constable might have been the leader of the group, Randolph Franklin.
So Randolph Franklin was the leader of the group. This was the man that they shot first. He knew he was going to die. He was on borrowed time. So he's like, nah. I'm going all out before I go. That's a gangster right there. Nigga said, I'm taking something with me, man. He goes, yo. He's basically saying, yo, you ain't taking me out alone, man. Go ahead.
Franklin knew this constable, as he was Franklin's guard when he was in police custody and a patient in the Montego Bay Hospital a few months before.
This was his guard, meaning he used to stand by his bed. When you're in prison but you're in the hospital, you have a guard that has to stay there. So this was his guard. So to say that he knew him, but it's lucky.
This constable regularly did guard duty at the Montego Bay Hospital and was assigned to guard him. Franklin apparently did not intend to kill this constable. Anyway, this constable was chopped across the shoulder close to the back of his neck. He was bleeding all over on the back of his shirt. I thought of offering some assistance to him, but realizing the danger to myself, I quickly abandoned the idea. That's being futile.
He's saying, yo, I'm not going to help him because what if I die? Listen, when they join that force, they're meant to have this brotherhood where you either all make it out or you die together or you die trying, man. This man ran and thought about himself. So okay, go ahead.
Yeah. I abandoned the idea as being futile and foolhardy. I ran away carrying my empty rifle. I ran with my rifle, but in case it should come necessary, the empty rifle, according to my training, could be a savior in hand-to-hand combat fighting. Should such eventually become a reality. Detective Corporal Melbourne. As I started to run from the scene, I saw Detective Melbourne, the idol of the citizens of Montego Bay, go out of his police patrol car and was advancing towards the front, where the vehicle in which I had traveled stopped and where Fisher was on the ground. Melbourne had his service revolver drawn. As he ran towards Fisher, something which turned out to be a spear struck him in the head and he fell, you know.
Damn. Listen,
boy, so as he's drawing at the gun now, the spear was quicker than him taking out the gun. That's what that's saying, isn't it?
Yeah. Shot. Listen, them wrestlers was throwing spears and whatnot. And how do you know them Benjamites could throw things? Why? I'm gonna tell you why. Because in the Bible, them wrestlers could throw stones and not miss, man.
That's right.
The Bible lets you know, like they're skilled in warfare and throwing stones, all of those things. So them throwing spears here is just what they would have been doing in ancient times. So
like if it weren't for the Lord, right? Benjamin would have wiped out the 12 tribes. If it weren't for the Lord.
Yeah, the Lord just got to stop. Like, yo, I'm gonna deliver them into your hand.
Some next set of people were. It's lucky. Immediately, Melbourne fell. I saw the Rastafarian, a hungry scavenger with legions of demons from hell.
Listen, man, that's gangster shit. Yo, they said it looked like the legions of demons from hell.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
I'm trying to tell you, devils, man. The way you stressing black men out, you're gonna think we have a legion of demons from hell, man. Why does you have a legion of demons from hell? Why? Because you're oppressing him. That's right. And all these things into him, so that now he's at a stage where now he's let loose, man. He's bringing hell with him now, man. Now this man's making sure everyone is taking everyone to hell with him now.
What you gotta do, it's like you're the one. What you gotta do is listen to Benjamite music, and you know what type of people they are. Yeah. You know what type of people they're in. What they, just listen to the music. You know.
Listen, man, Benjamin plays 0 games, man.
Why?
It's a shame that we use what we have to kill each other. Imagine that. Imagine if we all stuck together.
That's true,
You know what I'm saying? If we all stuck together, it'd be crazy, man. But of course we don't. Of course, these other nations can, abuse us and make us not see the bigger picture. So, because we don't see the bigger picture, we fight each other and attack each other and try to kill each other and all of those kind of things. So, Lucky, go ahead.
Yeah, Legion of demons from hell swooped down upon him and began to chop him in the head and upper torso. The animated spirit of life in me. Did you hear this? In this part, Salakia. In this part, the animated spirit of life in me immediately became non-existent as I witnessed the life of the decent, peaceful, respectable, helpful, and loving man being chopped out of his body. That's serious part there. Them
Benjamites was playing 0 games, man.
He said his spirit left him.
Yeah. And it would, man. You see them angry Benjamites. Listen, I'm not surprised. Yes, Lucky, go ahead.
Next slide, sir.
Next slide.
Ran, yeah.
So now this man ran away like the coward that he is. He ran away. So Lucky Benjamin, get me that one if you could, Babu Show.
Got it on calm, sir. Down the track and away from the slaughter, I felt angry, disgusted, frustrated, and disorientated. I felt this way as I reflected on the horror and stupidity on the part of John Fisher, how his action would affect hundreds and maybe thousands of people then and in the future.
So Fish is the one that forgot the bullets for the rifles. Yes, Lucky, go ahead.
People will mourn the great loss to the human race and of man, and of a man of impeccable qualities and good character. Detective Corporal Melbourne was one of the 2 detective photographers in Montego Bay at the time. After I saw the manner he was being chopped, there was no doubt in my mind that he was killed.
Listen, man, he's seen this man getting chopped, and he knew he was dead, man. He goes, yo, the way this man was being chopped, I know nobody's surviving that. He just knew it. As he's running, he's seeing this man getting chopped, and he knows there's nobody surviving them kind of choppings, man. Salaki, go ahead.
He died leaving his wife and family, relatives, and a host of friends.
Now the police officer's upset because obviously a man that he respected highly has been chopped up and killed. Go ahead.
His body, when retrieved, was mutilated beyond recognition.
And the way they chopped him up is unrecognizable. So Lucky, go ahead.
We could not even take photographs of the body, as any photographs taken could have been traumatic to those who see the photographs.
Go ahead.
That's it, that's Lucky, sir.
So it says the photographs of his mingled body. So now they chopped him all the way up, man. So bad that you couldn't recognize him, and they didn't even take photographs because the chops was that bad. Which lets you know these Rastas was on a mission playing 0 games, man. So Lucky, let me get this one, Banya, man. Then I'll let Hakim get this one.
So Lucky, you know they say the murder rate in Jamaica, sir. I've got the murder rate in Jamaica. It's approximately 24 per 100 people, you know.
Shit, that's high, man. That's like a quarter.
But in 2024, right, it was 40.
Damn, that's just under half.
Yeah.
Listen,
40 per 100. And in 2023, 49. In 2023, 49 per 100, you know.
And that right there is what poverty will do. Poverty will make you do things that you wouldn't do if you weren't in poverty. Like the oppressor don't understand the way we treat each other is based. I mean, we rob each other. Why? Because of poverty. Because if we was rich, you wouldn't need to rob anyone if you're rich because you're rich. We rob each other because we're poor. So Lucky, go ahead.
Constable E.W. Campbell, my squad mate from training school, was another of those who was seriously injured that morning. He came out of the Land Rover ahead of me. He ran from the Land Rover and tried to go between the strands of the barbed wire fence in the act of escaping.
He's just trying to run, and he doesn't know he's running. He's running into some barbed wire fence. Go ahead.
He put part of his body between the strands of wires and was in the act of pulling the other position of his body, including his head, between the wires when his shirt was caught between the strands.
So now he got stuck in the barbed wire fence. As he tried to clear himself from the wire, he was chopped in the head with a machete by a Rastaman. The wound caused his brains to protrude.
Ooh.
He survived, but would remain a vegetable for the rest of his life.
Listen, man, they chopped him in his head and his brains came
Due
out.
to the dramatic...
This man tried to run and jump the fence, got stuck in the fence and got chopped in his head. And his brains came out. Now he's a vegetable for the rest of his life. Go ahead.
Jesus.
Due to the dramatic occurrences that morning, it is obvious that I did not personally witness in detail all the actions.
Yeah,
I was obliged to...
You ran away? You didn't witness it because you ran away, man. This man ran away, and now he lived to write a book about it. Go ahead.
I was obliged to flee after I saw Melbourne and Causeway killed.
All we're reading about is this man running away. That's what we're reading. All we're reading about is this man seeing people getting chopped up and him running away. Go ahead.
Lost his backside, didn't it? Lost the heart to fight.
After I saw Melbourne and Causeway killed and Campbell and Constable Manhurst injured. I was not certain at that time of the fate of Inspector John Fisher. I did hear his voice calling for someone to come and take the ammunition, but at that time I was separated from where he was. Still okay, sir.
Yeah, let me get
That's it on the slide.
Go ahead, Hakim. Let me get this.
That my escape.
This man coward ran for his life, and he believes his escape was because his mom prayed for him. Such a coward excuse, man. Slucky, go ahead.
That my escape unscratched that morning was by means of divine intervention and from prayers from my mother, as well as other people who love me.
You ran away, man, because you ran away and left your colleagues to die. That's what it is. He's saying divine prayer from my mother. Go ahead.
That's why you ran. I had become a Christian, that's why, a few months before, and was a member of the assemblies of God's Church on Barnett Street in Montego Bay in the parish of St. James. Police vehicles and a firefight ensued. One of the bullets fired by the Rastafarians hit Mr. Scott in the chest and almost point-blank range, killing him instantly.
Listen, them Rastas weren't playing no games, man. Those killing men instantly. That's lucky. Go ahead.
Wow. When the fight was over, another 2 Rastafarian men were shot. And sorry, are these the first 2 that's got killed now? These first 2 here, saying
well,
another. Yeah.
Like, oh, this is some other ones. So they killed some prior.
Oh, right, Rastafarian.
Okay. One of the Rastafarians started the whole thing. The one that shot in the first place.
Randolph Franklin.
Randolph Franklin. Right. Is he right himself?
Yeah.
Rastafarian men.
Go ahead.
Slovakia. Another 2 Rastafarian men were shot and killed. One of these was the leader of the gang, Rudolph Franklin.
Now they killed Rudolph. Slovakia, go ahead.
The revolver which Inspector Fisher had was found in Franklin's hand, and it was subsequently determined by forensic examination to be the weapon used to shoot and kill Superintendent Scott. It was also established by circumstantial evidence that Franklin had taken up the body of the man who had chopped Fisher, and who one of the police...
So now, imagine this. The police killed one of the Rastamen, and the Rastamen had the decency to pick their dead brothers' bodies up, man. But meanwhile, the police was running away. They still picked their dead brothers' bodies up, and guess where they placed them? In the police vehicles, man. So lucky, go ahead.
Soldiers, man. Franklin had taken up the body of the man who had chopped Fisher, and who one of the policemen in my party shot on the first encounter. Franklin apparently took out the seat from one of the cars, placed the body of his comrade on it, and sat in a little clump of bushes a short distance away. The other members of
Actually, hold on. Let me skip this slide for time's sake. So lucky, go ahead. Let me get this
The Jamaican Defence Force, for the first time since Jamaica's independence of 1962, was called out to assist the work alongside the police in maintaining of law and order in Jamaica.
So now they're calling up more people. Go ahead.
This military body prior to Jamaica's independence was known as the Jamaica Regiment. They were called into action to assist in law and order in a few times during the previous 3 years to assist police during Henry's attempt to overthrow Jamaican government in the late 1950s. Daily Gleaner, April 1958. That must be the newspaper, right? That it was in. The police and military personnel tried to maintain law and order in this, in the principal commercial areas, as well as searching for escaped cultists. While this was being done by the law enforcement personnel, the citizen-informed vigilante groups.
So now they set up vigilante groups. Go ahead.
The citizens formed vigilante groups and began to root and flush out every one of the remaining members of this terrorist group.
So now they started to target Rastas, even ones that wasn't involved. They started to target all of them. Go ahead.
They apparently thought the police was not vigilant enough.
So it was like, yo, the police ain't doing their job. All the civilians, everyone teamed up against the Rastafarians. Go ahead.
Enough, so they formed citizen vigilante groups. These citizen vigilante groups apprehended anyone who wore a beard and or locked their hair.
So now
Consequently,
started to lock up everybody that had dreadlocks, everyone, even the Rastas that weren't involved. They started to lock them up.
no, it didn't say lock. It didn't say lock. Other one. It said these citizen vigilante groups apprehended anyone who wore a beard and or locks in their hair.
But they apprehended them, beat them up, and took them to the police station.
Oh, right,
So,
okay,
so there was getting them locked up. So there was attacking them and locking them up.
right,
So
okay.
anyone that had beards or dreads, they considered them a Rasta and started to attack them and have them arrested. So Lucky, go ahead.
Consequently, even professionals who were so lucky. Benjamin, can you get this one? No, all right. Can you get this one?
Canada one can't, sir.
What? Appreciate it.
Professionals who were accustomed to wear their beards as a status symbol and did not embrace the Rastafarian beliefs and culture had to cut their locks.
So imagine the ones that weren't Rastas but just had it
to avoid being arrested and manhandled by the citizens.
One sec, Benjamin. I think there's a lag on your side. So now the ones that just had dreads because they like the look.
It matters not if the bearded man was black, white, brown, or yellow.
But Benjamin.
After removing, okay.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Benjamin, I think there's a lag on your side. It's Lucky, go ahead, Lucky.
This is Mike.
I'll get this, Benjamin, yeah? Okay. Professionals who were accustomed to wear their beards as a status symbol and did not embrace the Rastafarian beliefs and culture had to cut their locks and shave their beards to avoid being arrested and manhandled by the citizens.
See, so now they was getting brocked up by the citizens and manhandled. Even if you just had dreads and weren't arrested, go ahead.
It matters not if the bearded man was black, white, brown, or yellow. His beard would get him arrested, and no one would ask why or hello. His beard could be slender as a nail. By vigilante justice, he still goes to jail.
See? So by the vigilantes now, this is why it's very important. This is why vigilantes sometimes should mind their business, because they're doing a thing called jungle justice, and they're attacking men that ain't even involved in what was happening. Go ahead. They still do that to black people till this day. Attack black people for stuff that we didn't do. So Lucky, go ahead.
These are Edomites.
These would have been everybody. These would have been black Christians. The whole lot would have been everyone on the island that was not Rasta.
These are one of the few times in Jamaica's history when the color of one's skin was of no significance. Light-skinned bearded men were even more suspicious because of Claudius and Ronald Henry attempt to overthrow the Jamaican government many months before. Both of Henry's were Caucasian in complexion. People of such complexion in Jamaica were referred to as light-skinned. So they're calling light-skinned people Caucasian in complexion.
Yeah. So that's why, if you know anything about Jamaica, they'll tell you, my mother was white, and the white that we're thinking of ain't what they're talking about. Their white is light skin.
Oh, right. I don't think I've heard that before.
So yeah, that's an old one. So you'll speak to some Benjamites and they'll say, my father's white. What they mean is light skin.
Light skin, right. The jails all over the St. James, Caucasian in complexion. People of such complexion in Jamaica were referred to as light-skinned. The jails all over St. James and even some adjacent parishes were filled with prisoners, mostly bearded men. Some were not even Rasta men.
See, so they just started looking up any man with a beard, any man with dreads. Go ahead.
In the process, 4 Rastafarians from the gang of terrorists were captured, arrested, and charged with various breaches of the law, including the murder of Detective Melbourne. For many days, it was chaos in Montego Bay. The then president of Jamaica, Sir Alexander Bustamante. So
his name was Alexander Bustamante, the first prime minister of Jamaica. He changed his name to a more Spanish or Portuguese name, I believe. Because I think he went to go live in Spain or Portugal for a bit. So Lucky, go ahead.
Who was the first prime minister after Jamaica's independence, along with the then parliamentary opposition leader, Mr. Norman Manley QC, visited the Montego Bay police station. They offered their condolences. Sir Alexander congratulated the police and the citizens of the splendid work they did in doing in is that the right one?
Yes, Lucky, go ahead. Let me get this one.
Oh, Benjamin, can you get this one?
Oh, sir, I've got this one.
All right.
On 12th April, Good Friday, Prime Minister Alexander Bustamante gave an order to bring in all Rastas, dead or alive.
So this is what the Prime Minister said. He said bring in all Rastas, dead or alive. So if you was a Rasta that weren't even involved in it, and they saw you, they was bringing you in dead or alive, man. Go ahead.
Police and military forces entered working class neighborhoods and Rastafari encampments to detain Rastafarians and forcibly cut the dreadlocks.
Imagine this, because they hate the Rastas, they forcibly cut their dreadlocks. So what they used to do is bust Rastas' heads open, so they had to cut their dreads. So they'll go there, they'll bust their head open, so they have to cut their dreads, or they'll forcibly shave their dreadlocks. Go ahead.
Forcibly cut the dreadlocks of those who were detained. Many Rastafarians were tortured and killed.
See, and many of them was tortured and killed. Go ahead.
And the exact tally is unknown. One estimate suggests that as many as 150 individuals were detained over the following day.
So now they started to lock these Rastas up. Imagine, listen, I don't agree with dreads, but come on, you can't forcibly cut a man's hair. They would bust your head, so you have to cut your dreads, man. So they would bust you. If you know anything about having certain things in your head, then yeah, sometimes you have to cut your hair because your head's bust and they need to stitch it. So they would bust your head open and forcibly cut your dreads. You would have went in that prison at a dread and came out not a dreadman. Forcibly cut your dreads. And the Prime Minister said what? Bring every Rasta in, dead or alive. So what's he done right there? He's put a bounty on your head, man. That's what he's done.
That's right, son.
He said bring every Rasta in, dead or alive. He put a bounty on your head. So this right here is read this. This is him. This is Alexander Bustamante.
Sir William Alexander Clark Bustamante on GBEPC, born William.
So now this is him. This is Sir Alexander Bustamante. So now he said, bring all them Rastas in, dead or alive, man.
He's a white man, though.
Exactly. So let me tell you one more thing about Sir Alexander Bustamante. You see, when everybody says to us, "Oh, the Irishman in slavery," Sir Alexander Bustamante was originally, he was Irishman.
Oh.
And this Irishman that came to Jamaica from lowly parents ended up being what? The first Prime Minister of Jamaica, man.
Okay.
He became the first Prime Minister of Jamaica. And instead of him saying, "No, we've been oppressed with black people," what did he say? He said, bring the Rastas in, dead or alive. And you tell me that we should love the Irish because the Irish went in slavery. The Irish was indentured servants, and they became the prime ministers of Jamaica, man. Prime Minister of Jamaica. So when you tell me we should love the Irish and what the Irish went through, I'm gonna say to you, F the Irishman.
That's right.
That's what I'm gonna say to you.
That's right.
Alexander Monte said, "Bring the Rastas in, dead or alive." He said, "Bring them in, dead or alive, man." This white man. Go ahead.
No, I didn't finish that, you know.
No, don't worry. There's nothing else. That was
okay. Rounding up.
Canada and Council.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go on, Benjamin.
It's okay for me. I think Bustamante they have him as a national hero in Jamaica, alongside with Marcus Garvey and a couple of
yes, they have him as a national hero, but then they don't like to speak about the part when he said bring the Rastas in, dead or alive. They tried to deny it. They tried to say, "No, that's not true. He didn't say that." He said bring them Rastas in, dead or alive. And you know how you know he said it? Because later on in life, what did they do? They apologized to the Rastas, man. They apologized to them years later for what they done to them. Yes, Lucky, go ahead.
Rounding up the Rastafarians, he addressed the police officers in this peculiar voice. He quoted the words of Winston Churchill when he said,
"Hold on, this slide. Basically, this slide's just letting you know that beat some Rastaman up so bad they knocked out all his teeth. knocked out all his teeth. Let me see if I want this one. Yeah, go ahead.
Time when I was not at school, I would be alone in the shop. At that time, if a Rasta man comes in the shop,
this was him talking about his younger life when he used to work in the shop. Go ahead.
At that time, if a Rasta man comes in the shop, I would feel scared and wanted either to lock up the shop.
And now the profiling again. The Rasta man would come to the shop, they'd feel scared. The profiling again. So lucky, go ahead.
Or at other times, I would pay no attention to him. I had nothing good to say about Rasta men, except a high degree of resentment.
So this man said he had nothing else about Rasta men. He said he resented them. Go ahead.
I joined the Jamaica Constabulary in my teenage years. During my training as a police officer, I developed a view in which I saw the Rasta man only as an example of a criminal who must be arrested and put in jail.
While he became a police officer, he saw the Rasta men as criminals. So what do you think he was doing? Abusing them and locking them up. Go ahead.
In our target practice on the shooting range, the target was an image of the appearance and shape of a Rasta man with long beard.
Hold on, stop right there. So now, while they're in the gun range and they're shooting targets, what was on the target? The image of a Rasta man. That was on the police's targets, man, in the 60s. When the police was training to shoot people in the range, on the target was the image of a Rasta man because they hated them that much. Go ahead.
The shape of a Rasta man with long beard and knotty dread. I need not say the negative thoughts I developed of the Rasta in those days. After joining the Jamaica Constabulary, I was transferred to Montego Bay, and I became a Christian shortly after.
Now he's letting you know his life. He's letting you know his life. How he became a Christian after shortly. But he goes, when he joined the police, he hated the Rastas, and on the target practice was an image of a man with a beard and a Rasta, which means what? And he said he believed the Rastas was criminals. So he, in his mind, thought there was criminals. So when they would go out, their job was to what? Kill Rastas. This man even went further to say that he used to be a security guard in the church, and any Rasta man that stepped foot on the premises, he would manhandle them because he didn't like them because there was Rastas. He said because he was strong and athletic, he would manhandle them because they was Rastas. And that's how much they hated the Rastas. They would manhandle them for no reason. But Salakia, listen, with that, we got a rose. Salakia, we might finish it next week. We might drop it. Clap it up all the time.
Heavy class on the one.
Also in Christ.
Heavy man.
Also in Christ.
All right.
Salakia, Haken, you can call it.
Is there any announcements on the one?
Yeah, the feast day, September 21st, this Sunday. Come on down to the feast day this Sunday. 394 Lodge Road, B18, 5PW. 7 p.m. Come on down, man. We're going to have a whale of a time. Come on down, man. And go ahead, you can call it.
And with the men of Israel, Madiam. Madiam Shabbat. Madiam Barak. Yahweh Bashim al-Shabbat.
Yahweh Bashim al-Shabbat Kafam.
Yajimata. Class dismissed. Appreciate it, sir. Heavy class.
All right, then for what again, Israel, get with us tomorrow, 7 p.m. We'll be here tomorrow, scripture breakdown. Also be here on the ends Friday, feast day Sunday, 394 Lodge Road. Shalom, Israel.
Intellectual murder people edition. Cock empire full of gun like Remington. Fully charge up, he got to kill a man. Rock the gang, for me gang, pussy run up if you're bad. Kryptonite coming, I do the most fighting at the middle of the night to make the place get noisy.